perturbations. And welcome to another edition of the smAshlights, where we talk about crazy people who've lost their damn minds and all kinds of things. People who will lie to you outright and get paid a lot of money to do it. Let's talk about our mission. You can read all about it if you want to head to smashomash.com/forum/mission, where we've put up this graphic to make it clear what we're about. And while the main goal is to assist, study, and report on an ongoing formation of a unified theory of physics, another purpose is to connect and consult with media organizations to multiply our reach. Now, you may follow us on Facebook, and you may see the insane rantings of certain people on Facebook, perhaps on Twitter also. Let's talk about rockers now. We were able to find an exclusive photograph here of Ben Davidson's rocker, and notice how Ben Davidson is not on his rocker. You may have seen him ranting like a crazy person on Twitter and on Facebook. Apparently he's been, quote, unshadow banned. He's only got 500,000 subscribers, and he probably makes like $20,000 a month just on YouTube ad revenue. But he's very, very much in need of your support so that he can sell millions of textbooks to colleges. Because, by the way, Ben Davidson is mainstream science, and he's off his rocker completely. And he's a fearmonger. So please do not attempt to
Fearmonger
on YouTube, because people are going to debunk you, and you're going to look like an idiot. And you're going to leave comments like an idiot. So, now yesterday, because of his video, and Ben Davidson regularly is incorrect about things that he has great confidence in himself about, he's gotten too many things wrong to mention in yesterday's video. Here's one. The interplanetary magnetic field is the B field, top pane black line in the solar wind data. I meant wind. The BT. The story about helium lines was covered by our channel before Ben's channel, of course. Since we cover basically everything before they do and a lot more, of course nobody watched. But here's my point. Hey, Ben Davidson, you're mainstream science. What new ground are you breaking? I don't see any. And if you don't have a silly response to the comment, by the way, he did have a silly response to the comment, we might extend yet another invitation to make collaborative videos. Congrats on your defeat of the shadow ban. He's so shadow banned that he gets tens of thousands of views per day on YouTube, although we highly doubt he's unshadow banned. Here's his ridiculous response. Micronova, magnetic reversal, ongoing, climate science, plasma cosmology, all major pillars here are anti-mainstream. Now, I don't know what this exactly means, since it makes no sense, like many things that Ben Davidson puts up on social media. Congrats on not sticking to a same time of day schedule that allows you to pot whenever you want. And this story was so low priority that I saved it for the next day and made good use of it to explain the interplanetary magnetic field. Otherwise, it would be a non-story. I want nothing to do with you, since you have been utterly psychotic here. Okay. Well, Ben's accusing me of being utterly psychotic, but Ben Davidson is utterly psychotic everywhere on all social media. Here's an example. Now, I'm not a fan of Professor Dave Explains, although I'm not anti-Professor Dave Explains. What's hilarious is how completely off the rails Mr. Davidson has become lately. Take it away, Professor Dave.
Hey everyone, so some of you may have seen the video I put out a few days ago debunking the electric universe.
So anyway, plasma cosmology. Anyway, what's happened here is Professor Dave Explains is a YouTube channel with about 900,000 subscribers. Suspicious Observers is a YouTube channel with about 500,000, about 500,000 subscribers, maybe 600,000, I really don't care. And they got into a little feud here. And Professor Dave puts up the email that he sent, and Ben Davidson is completely out of his gourd. He's off his rocker, it's quite clear. And he's leveled threats. So, yeah. Ben Davidson, he's so tightly wrapped that he's got diamonds forming underneath the bandages around his head. Let's talk about Belarus elections. Lukashenko wins the election with 80% of the vote. although they're suggesting the election is fixed. Sorry, Belarus. It looks like your former Soviet dictator is remaining your Soviet dictator. Here's a clip from Deutsche Welle. Don't copyright strike me.
Well, let's go straight to Tikhanovska actually anticipated that Lukashenko would win.
Anyway, Tikhatskoye only received like 8% of the vote or something like that. And Lukashenko allegedly received 80% of the vote. And it's been a bad several hours since the preliminary results have been released because more people are going to jail, and it's quite a mess over there in the most Soviet of the former Soviet states, Belarus. Allegedly re-electing Lukashenko, Europe's oldest dictator. One of the things that helps to keep us protected from dictators is our patrons. Thanks to our patrons for being the real assistant and associate producers of the content. Please consider becoming a patron, and thanks to our latest patron, or patrons. I think there may be 2 new ones. Thanks, folks. If you haven't checked out Patreon, it's patreon.com/smAshomash. Consider funding our operation as we are broke, tanking, and in great need of more financial support. We're also on Subscribestar. Visit the other links below the video. We are streaming live to Twitch, by the way. So perhaps check us out over there. It's twitch.tv/smAshomash. We've been putting out the daily Space Weather videos in this format for a long time. We also are on BitChute to expand our horizons and negate the possibility of our videos all going away if our YouTube channel gets deleted. Here's a little glimpse into what I like to watch on YouTube. Leslie the Bird Nerd. Congrats, Leslie, on the 100,000 plus subscribers. Leslie the Bird Nerd is a great channel. You should check it out. Here's one about the Blue Jay Wasp Slayer. Anyway, she gets great footage of various different birds, and she's located, I think, in Minnesota. Perhaps check out Leslie the Bird Nerd if you haven't. Also, when you're locked down by your government, you're forced to wear a mask in your house or in the shower, check out smashomash.com/forum. We've got all kinds of forums there, thanks to our latest users, etc. Let's talk about cyclists. One of the most interesting cyclists of our time is most certainly Peter Sagan. If you haven't checked it out, petersagan.com is a good site. And he's, I don't know of any other, at least modern cyclist to have won the World Championships 3 years in a row. So Sagan is the proudest wearer that I know of those World Champion stripes. He gets to wear them on his collar and around his sleeves for the rest of his career. So Peter Sagan, one of my favorites, as I came from the world of skateboarding and then eventually martial arts and then eventually bike racing. Didn't happen until I was about 21 years old. And so I'm kind of what you'd call a non-traditional cyclist. A lot of guys start out on the track. I started out on the mountain bike doing cross-country racing. So I've updated this section here. Thanks again, Nabo J, for putting up a Cycling Enthusiasts This Is How We Roll subject thread in the free-for-all forum at smashomash.com/forum. Put up information about your favorite cyclist. Also, we've got movie recommendations, which is also in the free-for-all forum. And Automata, which is a 2004 film starring Antonio Banderas. It's one of these sort of dystopian future movies about artificial intelligence becoming a life form. And also Wish Upon. Great movie, Wish Upon. Check it out. It's quite demonic. It reminds me of the Friday the 13th, the series, the show about cursed items. It's a great movie. Check it out. Wish Upon. I believe that's on Amazon Prime. And let's talk about, oh no, oh my God, not the scary, spooky COVID. Holy cripes. I'm shaking in my boots. I'm shaking in my boots because the COVID is so freaking scary and spooky. All right. And yeah. So let's talk about it. And oh my God, it's Jeez-o cripes. We got a couple of SciTech Daily articles here. There's a decoy receptor which neutralizes SARS-CoV-2. in cell culture. So that's some good news there from SciTech Daily. And so there's a bunch of new science coming out about this, making it less and less and less scary. The next story makes it even less scary. As a potential therapeutic agent, a decoy receptor has one advantage over other drugs. To evade it, the virus would have to mutate in a way that would make it less infectious. So some great work being done here. We are testing whether the decoy receptor is safe and stable in mice, and if successful, we then hope to show treatment of disease in animals. Hopefully that data can facilitate a clinical trial. He's also exploring how the decoy receptor bonds to other coronaviruses with potential to become future pandemics if they cross from bats to humans. So perhaps have a read on that story, as protein on the surface of the cells is super important. Now let's talk about how research shows exposure to common cold coronaviruses can teach the immune system to recognize SARS-CoV-2. So this is yet another reason to not lock yourself inside and go hide from all other humans. It's too soon to say whether pre-existing immune cell memory affects COVID-19 clinical outcomes. So they might not. It also does affect testing, as some coronavirus tests just test for all coronaviruses. Looking closer, the researchers found that while some cross-reactive T cells targeted the SARS-CoV-2 spike protein, the region of the virus that recognizes and binds to human cells, pre-existing immune memory was also directed to other SARS-CoV-2 proteins. This finding is relevant, SETI explains, since most vaccine candidates target mostly the spike protein. These findings suggest the hypothesis that inclusion of additional SARS-CoV-2 targets might enhance the potential to take advantage of this cross-reactivity and could further enhance vaccine potency. Let's talk about Big Pharma and how its narrative is failing and it's behaving like a wounded beast. First of all, let's talk about the chloroquine. Chloroquine. Have you heard of it? Well, we did a video about it on March 19th, about 4 months ago. And let's talk about the frontline doctors. So, they believe HCQ is an effective treatment for COVID-19. State licensing boards are using their power to forcibly remove people from having access to the drug. There's a coordinated campaign to discredit and suppress information about the drug as a possible treatment. The World Health Organization halted its trials based on a blatantly fraudulent study that relied on data that appears never even existed. We should be able to have a free and open discussion about whatever we want, as after all, this is America. So why the all-out media assault on frontline doctors? Well, it has to do with the mighty dollar, folks. It has to do with selling more expensive alternatives. So, yes, the one doctor has been debunked because she believes demonic sex has something to do with fibrotic tissue or something like that. But that doesn't change anything about the situation when it comes to the SARS-CoV-2. COVID-19, whatever you want to call it. This is not about HCQ. Every time media outlets or social media platforms engage in outright censorship of content in a way that happens to benefit pharmaceutical companies, both parties lose just a little more credibility. The actions we are witnessing now are not the actions of an industry confident in the value of what it provides to the world. They are the actions of a desperate, threatened creature. They are the actions of an entity that is not strengthened by the truth, but weakened by it. You see a pattern developing here? Plasma cosmology. That is what these increasingly obvious act of censorship tell us. We are witnessing the pangs of a lumbering, wounded behemoth. It all has to do with things like ad sales, folks. So believe the truth. If you haven't checked it out, check out americasfrontlinedoctorsummit.com, as they've had to create a new website. Here's a clip from this little video.
Not a single incident. This medication is safe. As a doctor, I've been trying to educate myself throughout this pandemic.
Anyway, check it out if you haven't. Also, perhaps follow Dr. Simone Gold if you're not too concerned about sex with demons. She's on Twitter. And if you've got a breaking news story for us, hit me up at the smAsho VoIP line. At the VoIP line. It's country code 1, area code 610-936-9799. That's country code 1, area code 610-936-9799. We are growing our organization. Thanks to smAsh staff for continuing to update the site. We've got to have a second smAsh store listed here, and I'll give you details about that momentarily. Check out our affiliate. It is linked. If you head to smashamash.org, it'll redirect you here, and you'll click on affiliate, and you can see the latest products. So we've got a pulse oximeter here for you. It's $29.95. It's got batteries. I've been using mine. It's quite interesting. And it's good for biofeedback. It will change your health outlook, perhaps. Also, the L-lysine amino acid, MSM, almond flour, calcium, zinc, and magnesium, shugu, and now, yes, oh yes, Betty Crocker mashed potatoes, yes. Some of the cheaper mashed potatoes you find, these aren't super good for you, but they're good for prepping. So maybe pick up a bunch of boxes of Betty Crocker's mashed potatoes via our affiliate links. Again, it's smashamash.com/affiliate to get to those links. And by the way, if you're using Brave browser, make sure you turn off your shields. Since these are ads, they will not show up if you have shields turned on. Enough said about that. Let's talk about the Teespring storefronts. Now, everybody's seen this one. We've got the Smasher Price My First Pandemic, as well as I Survived a Global Pandemic So Far shirts. We've also got another storefront. This one is teespring.com/stores/smAsho store. So that's the other store that we need to link on the website, Smash Staff. Perhaps get that going today. Not real urgent. We'll also put a link. And on this one, you can get the Smash Team shirt. You can get the Google is a scam, not a verb shirt. Always a classic. And that's my original meme, by the way. And the 3C405 shirt. Yes, we put that in a variety of colors also. So for all you regular viewers who wanted the Cygnus A, otherwise known as 3C405, the massive radio galaxy, the second strongest radio source in the sky. Ben Davidson, perhaps pick yourself up one and help support our channel that way. And here ends another episode of the smAshlights, part of the smAsho stream, where I talk about whatever the heck I want.